Right guys, let's talk about, let me move this, because that's way too bright there. Classical and operant conditioning. Before I start this discussion, this is one of them topics that's a head fuck to get your head around. We'll do this second, classical conditioning. So operant conditioning. Operant conditioning happens every day in your life, all the time. I'm trying to think of the right words to explain this to you, because it's something over time you will just know which one is which. Operant conditioning. So, child X does the dishes. Child's mother gives him a hug and tells him he's absolutely fucking amazing, you're the best child I've got, I worship the ground you walk on. Child X is far more likely to do the dishes again. X does the dishes, which produces the operant response again. So the operant behaviour is a behaviour that the dog does. The operant response is how you respond to it. So let's say your dog comes into heel position and you fucking throw humongous reward, you're the best dog I've ever had. Guess what that dog's going to want to do tomorrow? Come into heel position. We use this all the time. Probably 80% of your training is operant conditioning and you don't even know it. So it's an operant behaviour, i.e. the dog does something. Usually in operant behaviours, there's something called free shaping. Free shaping is by far the most raw, uncut, real answer to operant conditioning. So free shaping is where you say nothing to the dog. Some dogs are not operant by nature at all. Some dogs, if you say nothing to them and do nothing, they'll just fucking sit there like, I don't know what you want. Some dogs are very operant. My shepherd's incredibly operant. So she'll come back to what brings reward. Dogs coming back to what brings reward is how we can chain these huge behaviours together. You know, like 50 steps of heel workout, 15 steps slow, 15 steps fast, 15 steps normal, right turns, left turns, sits on the move, downs on the move, retrieves, all without reward, because the behaviour becomes self-rewarding. If you go to your partner tonight, okay, let's say your partner wears something. They put on a new dress, they put on a new shirt, whatever, and you tell them they look more beautiful than they've ever looked in their life. They're going to be more inclined to wear that dress or shirt again. Humans learn in exactly the same way as dogs. All sentient beings learn with the same blueprint at the bottom. So babies are the same. Like, okay, I have a 7-month-old daughter, nearly 8 months. Let's say, as she gets a little bit older, say she's 18 months, if she draws me a picture, and I say, wow, that's the best picture I've ever seen, you're so talented, blah, 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 here's a fucking cookie, she's going to go away and draw me another picture, and another picture, and another picture, and another picture. The reason that kids stop drawing pictures is because we stop having an operant response. So the operant response was, oh my god, it's amazing. The operant response when you've been at work for 17 hours and you've got fucking 600 emails to do and your partner's crying at you and the world's caving in, there's 17 bills that need paying on the side, is not right now, sweetie, I have things to do. So then the operant behaviour changes. It doesn't change immediately, but it'll start changing like, shit, why did you not like that one? What was wrong with it? Then they'll start going back into their blueprint. What did I do last time to get the good response? And we keep doing that, and we keep doing that, and we keep doing that, and eventually they stop drawing. This is why rewarding for effort in dogs makes so much sense. So the dog gives you massive effort but misses position and gets rewarded. And they're like, it's the effort, it's the effort, it's the effort. So that's operant conditioning, like brief 101. We can go way more into this, like fucking forever. It's such an interesting discussion. Also, if you're ever reading a psychology paper or a dog training paper or a canine behaviour paper, learning doesn't mean what you think it means. Learning to us is sitting in a classroom listening to a professor. Learning in the dog is experiencing a behaviour experiencing a response to a behaviour. So they learn by these responses. So classical response, operant response, they're different. Classical conditioning, you've probably all heard of this one. Can I go to this side? Oh yeah, I'm still here. So this was founded by the very, very, very famous Ivan Pavlov. Classical conditioning, you'll also hear it called Pavlovian conditioning, Pavlovian response. Pavlovian. Basically, what he did, he took some dogs. In cruel conditions, may I add. Don't think this guy's some kind of god. But this was back in the day when we didn't really understand animal cruelty. So he took a dog, and he rang a bell. Most of you will have heard this story. At the sound of the bell, he gave the dog steak. And he measured their saliva content. So basically how much they were drooling. Because we know dogs drool when they see food that they like. He repeated this 20 million zillion times. And then he rang the bell. And what he found was that the dogs were salivating just as much from the sound of the bell as they would be if there was a steak present. So the steak didn't even need to be there. We use this loads in dog training as well. This is clicker training. So click brings food, click brings food, click brings food, click brings a ball, click brings a ball, click brings a ball, click brings a tug, click brings play, click brings affection. When you click, the dog's like, shit, awesome, reward. The clicker becomes self-rewarding in itself. We'll get into that another day, but the clicker does become self-rewarding. What you then start doing with classical conditioning is making the behaviour self-rewarding. This is how we can do IPO3 routines or KMPV PH1 routines or ring routines or full obedience routines without any reward because the behaviour becomes self-rewarding. So that's the ins and outs of classical conditioning. Much simpler to understand than operant conditioning. Operant conditioning is incredibly simple to understand if you sort of immerse yourself. So after you've watched this video, immerse yourself in some operant conditioning videos, you know, on YouTube, or Google some papers, or Google Scholar, or however you learn, and get into it. It's super interesting. And it's something, the more you understand this, the easier a dog training is going to be. Because at the moment, a lot of you, and this is not a bad thing, a lot of you are in that place in your training where you know how to train, you know how to make your dog sit, come to heel, do competition obedience. You don't know why they're doing it. As soon as you understand the why of the dog, you teach anything. Like, literally fucking anything that you can think of, you'll be able to teach. It's that easy. And I say it's that easy. It's that easy once you understand, once you work out the ins and outs of this game. It's not that easy in the beginning, and it'll mash your brain a bit, and you'll struggle, and it's probably mashed your brain just from watching this little video. And you'll probably struggle a bit, and you'll get a bit caught up in, oh shit, is this classical, is it operant, does it matter? You need to know them, in my opinion, but it doesn't matter which one you're using. You'll just know which one to use with experience, time in training. It takes time, guys.